Okay, in this video, we're going to simplify square roots with imaginary numbers, and we're going to do these two problems. So we have the square root of negative 12. And so the way I'm going to break this down is I could say we have 4 times 3 times negative 1. Now, the square root of 4 just gives us a nice 2. The square root of 3, we can't break it down, and the square root of negative 1 would give us I. So our answer would be 2I times the square root of 3. Now let's say, for example, we did 6 times 2. That wouldn't be good because we would have the square root of 6 and the square root of 2, and you couldn't simplify the square root of 6 or 2. So you need to think, what combination can we actually get the square root of and get a nice whole number? And that's why I came up with 4 and 3, because the square root of 4 gives you a nice 2. Now this is the next problem, the square root of negative 128. I'll break it down into 64 times 2 times negative 1. Now the square root of 64 gives us a nice 8. The square root of 2, we can't break it down. And the square root of negative 1, we get I. So our answer would be 8I times the square root of 2. Now for example, let's say I did it 16 times 8 times negative 1. 16 times 8 is 128. Now the square root of 16 gives you a 4. The square root of 8, we won't get a nice number. But we can split up again. We could say we have the square root of 2 times 4, and we know the square root of 4 gives you a 2, and so then you do 4 times 2 is 8. So then you get 8I times the square root of 2. So you would get the same answer, but it's more work. So the best way to do these kind of problems is to take the biggest factor, here 64, and we know we can get the square root of 64, which will give us 8. And that's pretty much it for this video.